Hey folks, so here's a run through of what I'm fielding today. I'm using Codex Space Wolves with Codex Space Marine allies. So first up, my warlord is Khan. Now he's a tooled up wolf lord with a frost axe, plasma pistol, runic armor, belt of rust, saga of the bear, and a couple of other things. He's joined with a 8-man squad of Grey Hunters. They've got a Wolf Standard and Melter Gun, and then they're joined by Wolf Guard, who's got Melter Bombs and Power Sword, and they're in a Rhino with extra armor. I've got another 9-man Grey Hunter squad. They're joined by Wolf Guard with Power Axe and Melter Bombs. They've got a Melter Gun, and the Apothecary is filling in for the Wolf Standard. They also have a Rhino with extra armor. 5-man squad of Grey Hunters with a Melter Gun. And then we've got a 10-man squad of Grey Hunters with 2 plasma guns and a Wolf Standard. 5-man squad of Long Fangs. The squad leader's just got a bolt gun. We've got 4 missile launchers, and then joined by Wolf Guard, Operation Ablative Wounds, who's got 1 bolt gun as well. Rounding off the Space Wolf part of the army, we've got 3 Hyperios platforms and a Vindicator with Siege Shield and extra armor. So for the Codex Space Marines contingent, we've got a Librarian just armed with a Force Sword. His psychic powers are Force Dome and Null Zone. We've got a 10-man squad of Tactical Marines. Their Sergeant just has Bolter close combat weapon. They've got a Flamer and a Las Cannon, and they're going to be combat squadding. And last of all, we've got a Contemptor with autocannons and extra armor. So here's my teammate Todd. He's playing Chaos Space Marines today. You'll remember him from GuardCon, my tournament coverage from that. So Todd, if you could just run us quickly through what you've got in your army.
I've got a Chaos Lord of Nurgle on a Palanquin with 7 Possessed and a Land Raider. Warflame Gargoyles are the only upgrade. 3 Obliterators, Mark of Nurgle, and Veterans of the Long War. 7 Possessed and a Demonically Possessed Rhino with Havoc Launcher. Veterans of the Long War on that squad with a Plasma Gun and a Flamer. Champion has a Power Sword and multiple boons. I've got a squad of Plague Marines in cover there with the same weapons layout apart from a Power Axe on the champion, and then managed to infiltrate a Havoc squad over there. Mark of Nurgle, autocannons, heavy bolt, no, las cannon, and their missile launcher, and they're fearless.
Sweet. So I'll come back to you once I've deployed. Because we're playing the Scouring objective mission, we've got 6 objectives on the table. The ammo is worth 1, I think it was. Wire's worth a couple. Dead Marine's worth a couple. Skulls are worth 4. The Scarlac Pit over here is worth 1. And where was the last one hiding? The Tally Pit home is over there. I think that one's worth 3. So I've deployed in a refused flank with the Rhino wall to prevent my Vindicator from getting taken out early on. Most of my Marines are down in the centre here with a strong fire base over this side. So all that remains now is to see if I can seize the initiative. No, I can't. So we're on to Todd's turn 1. Here we are at the bottom of Todd's turn 1. The Land Raider moved forward, shot its 2 las cannons at the Rhino, blew it up. The Obliterators fired plasma cannons at the Hyperios platforms. They put a wound on 1, and due to a scatter they took out the Wolf Lord and the Longfang squad. The fire from the Rhino and the squad inside took out 1 member of my 5-man Wolf Guard squad. And the rest of the fire was aimed at the combat squad of Tactical Marines, and 2 of them died from that, but they passed their morale test. So we're going to move on, and I'll see you at the bottom of my turn 1. So the Vindicator moved forward and took a shot at the Land Raider, hit it, but couldn't penetrate. So the Rhinos moved up in front to block it from coming forward. Khan and his boys just moved up a little bit. The Grey Hunters in the middle of the table have all moved forward. They all shot at the Obliterators, put 1 wound on them, and then my Havocs put another wound on. The Rhino for the Possessed was shot at by a combination of the Contemptor and my Longfang unit and got wrecked. The guys have jumped out the back, but they were stunned as well, so they won't be moving or shooting after this. And then the tactical squad with the las cannon, they took a shot at the Land Raider and glanced it, so it's down a whole point as well. So not too bad, and we'll see you at the end of Todd's turn 2. Okay, so here we are at the end of Todd's turn 2. The Land Raider backed up, did a 7-point turn, and lined itself up to shoot at the Vindicator, and missed despite twin linking, so that's still alive. The Obliterators unloaded onto my front Grey Hunter squad and took out a couple. Should actually have to take a morale test, I think. 3 out of 10, yep, so morale test on them. They pass. The small Grey Hunter squad took some shots from this far away Chaos Marine squad and lost a guy. One of my Hyperios platforms took another wound from the Havocs, the las cannon shot. So he lost a second wound and has died. And that was about it. Everything's moved forward. So yeah, we'll see what happens now. End of my turn 2. Khan and his boys have moved up. They ran. The Vindicator hit the Land Raider again and blew it up this time. The explosion killed one of the possessed inside. Then all my squads in the middle combined fire onto the Obliterators and managed to take them all out. And the las cannon marine attempted to take out one of the guys at the back and didn't do anything. So we're heading on to Todd's turn 3. Alrighty, so Todd moved forward with his possessed, shot at the Rhino, immobilized it, and then charged it, just managing to wreck it in the assault phase. The Plague Marine squad here shot at my Grey Hunters in the centre, took out a couple. And then the combined Chaos Marine squad and Havocs with their snapfire took out a couple more members of my small Grey Hunter squad, but everyone passed their morale tests. End of my turn 4. The Vindicator and Khan squad blazed away at the possessed, took out most of the possessed, and then a las cannon shot from the other side of the table hit the Lord and took a wound off him. Squads in the middle blazed away on the Plague Marines, took out 4. As well as the Long Fangs, Hyperios and autocannons, so everything's blazed away at them. Those guys on the far side are a bit too far away for me to do anything, so yeah, that's the end of my turn 3. So start of Todd's turn 4. So start of turn 4, Todd moved forward with his Lord and Possessed, trying to get a charge off on Khan, put a couple of shots into them, didn't do any damage to my guys. Failed his charge roll, and then on overwatching I failed to wound anything. The big damage was done in the centre of the table. My small Grey Hunter unit were wiped out, and then my other one taken down to 3 guys who then fell back to this position here. And the Plague Marine squad at the front ran away to contest or claim the other objective over on that side. Alright, so a whole lot of shooting into the Lord, took another couple of wounds off him. My tactical squad with the Librarian moved up the centre, shot at and charged the Plague Marines. The Plague Marine champion killed my Librarian in a challenge, and I did put no more wounds on the squad, but I got caught in the fallback phase, so we're all still engaged, and I put a couple of wounds on the Plague Marines out the back. So we'll see what happens in turn 5. This objective didn't explode, and night fighting hasn't kicked in. The only real action this turn was the close combat phase. Now the Nurgle Lord just managed to make himself in charge range through cover, barely, and came in and took out a big chunk of the squad. And then a lot of the other guys were killed by the Plague Marines. I did no wounds on them, so unfortunately I couldn't quite roll high enough to escape. So I'm still locked in combat. Alrighty, so my turn 5. All the shooting which I had went into the back Plague Marine squad. Took out a few more of them, thinned them down to just 2 left. And then in combat, the Lord wiped out the squad he was in combat with and has consolidated forward to here. Now on the roll of the dice to see if the game ended, the game did end, but we're going to keep going because it's fun. So at this point I'm up 9 victory points to 4, but we're going to see what happens over here. Okay, so Todd's turn 5. In the shooting phase he took out one of my small squad of Grey Hunters, but they passed their morale test and staying there. In the combat, as he charged in, I didn't do any wounds in Overlord. in Overwatch. My attacks against his Plague Marines were ineffective, didn't do any wounds there. But Khan, he got attacked like a boss. He got wounded 5 times and passed 4 of his invulnerable saves against the Murder Sword, so he did fantastically. He's still standing. And then he turned around and punched the Nurgle Lord a couple of times in the face and took him out. Still lost the combat by quite a lot, so I've fallen back and regrouped for the start of my turn 6. Alrighty, so end of the game now, guys. After the end of turn 6, all that really happened in this phase was the Vindicator shot at the Plague Marines there, hit but didn't wound. He made his covers, and then the Khan squad behind rapid fired into them and took them out. A little bit of range shooting from here took out one of the Plague Marines at the back, but then we realised that we were forgetting about Night Fight, so yeah, that squad's still there. Havoc's completely untouched for the entire game, running around in the backfield. But yeah, at the end, I think it's, let me see, we've got this ammo crate is worth 3, dead guys worth 2, so that's 5, and then the skulls, which thanks to the scouring mission, the Hyperius platforms of scoring unit, that one's worth 4, so I've got 9 victory points, plus Slay the Warlord is 10, and Todd's got 3, 2 for the Sarlacc and 1 for First Blood. So yeah, it was a really good game. Happy we did that last turn, the extra turn, because it made things nice and cinematic. But yeah, that's the end of the game. Todd, any thoughts?
Not really. The Hyperius platforms are an amazing addition to the army, and the Contemptor Dreadnought, which I haven't faced before, was pretty formidable as well.
Yeah, so my closing thoughts, yeah, it was a really nice, good game. Played to the strengths of my army, which is having an opponent who needs to come towards me in order to do his damage, because I like staying in nice and close. And for once I wasn't outgunned at long range, which was nice. Low point of the game was probably this tactical squad and the Librarian, who despite getting the charge on 2 Plague Marines, didn't do anything, and then ended up getting wiped out by the combination of the 2 Plague Marines and then the Lord coming in. So that was something which could have potentially lost me the game, and just, yeah, shouldn't really have happened. So thoughts from me: Plague Marines in 6th edition are hard, and Nurgle Lords are insane with 5 wounds and a Murder Sword, so cool. But yeah, it was a good game. Thanks for watching, guys, and please continue to comment, rate and subscribe. And hopefully soon I'll be putting up a competition for 50 subscribers, currently sitting at 47, so in the next couple of days I want to get some more, so share the video, guys, and hopefully have you some more information soon. Cheers!